Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I'm George. We're all George. So, today was a pretty good day. A surprisingly good day, I guess. We had some surprising news. And, you know what? Turned out to help Bitcoin and crypto. And that's fantastic. But, tonight I got some interesting things to share, including some mysterious figures, okay, that have placed massive bets on Bitcoin. So is this a precursor of something huge that's coming to Bitcoin and crypto? Well, possibly. Let me show you the signs. All right, and then you decide. And let's talk about everything else that's going on in the world today. All right, let's do it, guys. Welcome. We're starting out tonight at 96.9. That's not bad. That's better than this morning. In fact, this morning we got another little fake out. We start out hot, and then we start going down, and then we recover back up. That's great. That's absolutely great. And that is surprising because we got a little bit of bad news and the market tanked down a little bit more. We went down to like 95.3 and looked like we were going to go down a little bit more. We got faked out again because we got the Fed minutes that released around like midday time that showed that Fed Chair Powell and other Fed officials, they're worried about tariffs. They're worried about inflation. And they're not in a hurry to cut rates. So this initially sent things downwards. Bitcoin and crypto went down. And then people remembered, oh, Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation. Maybe we should load up on Bitcoin instead of selling it off. Then Bitcoin recovered. So I'm glad to see that Wall Street, didn't overreact this time, or maybe they did, but they thought better of it, and decided to load up instead. So this was a little surprising considering the days before where Wall Street just kept selling off. So this is good. What's not good is, we still don't know the repercussions of tariffs. We don't know what they're going to do because more is coming. In fact, Trump says he may be putting 25% tariffs on semiconductor chips, which most is produced overseas. It's very hard to produce these chips in America. I mean, these labs take a very, very long time to build. So what is this going to do? We don't know. We don't know. So we will see. And, we've been talking a lot about inflation, right? Are we going to see inflation tick upwards, slow trickle upwards? And if so, what is the Fed going to do, right? They really have no more ammunition. If they can't raise the rate upwards, what else can they do? There's not a whole lot. So we're kind of stuck right now. But the good news is Wall Street is not panicking even after hearing about this. They kind of priced it in already. So that's good. Tomorrow, we do have more data coming out, initial jobless claims. That's comes out every week basically, and then you got other like manufacturing data and so forth, right? So we'll see how the market reacts tomorrow. But what's good that came out of Trump today is his commitment to make U.S. still the crypto capital of the world, and he's committed to that. Not only for crypto, he says AI and crypto. Okay, and he says the tyranny is being removed, right? All the bad things that were in place are being removed for Bitcoin and crypto. So he's standing by that. And that's very encouraging to hear. Okay, we know that there have been moves, small moves, but nevertheless, they are significant. For example, even though this is not really a considered a Bitcoin move, but, you know, appointing Howard Lutnick to be the new U.S. Commerce Secretary, this is indirectly going to help crypto in a big way. I mean, his personal Bitcoin exposure went up by billions. I mean, he loaded up before he was appointed. That's how bullish he is. Okay, with MicroStrategy, with Mara, with Bitcoin ETF, and also with all these other things. And he personally holds Bitcoin as well. The guy loaded up like mad before he was appointed. So that kind of gives you a hint, you know, of what's to come, or at least what he thinks is coming. These guys, they are not scared of short-term volatility. They do not care about short-term distractions because they already know. They already have the foresight to know what's coming. And they know Bitcoin is going to be a huge part of the U.S. and of this administration. And they have the foresight to know that Bitcoin is going to go a lot higher going forward, right? This is the time to be loading up. It's never too late. Never too late. No matter what anyone says. So, this is one example. And everyone else that's been appointed, even though they're not direct Bitcoin, they're not directly like Bitcoin, I guess, appointees, but they are all pro-Bitcoin or pro-crypto people. That will help definitely push things forward this year and the years beyond. All great. You just have to pay attention. And of course, people that do understand, like Saylor, continues to bet the farm and leverage the hell out of themselves to buy more Bitcoin because they also understand. Like, this is an old interview, but Saylor basically has an infinite money glitch in terms of how he's going to keep buying more Bitcoin and more Bitcoin and more Bitcoin and more Bitcoin by issuing more shares, which he recently just announced he's going to issue $2 billion more of convertible notes so that he can buy, of course, $2 billion more worth of Bitcoin. And he keeps doing this by putting Bitcoin down as collateral. And then he's going to buy more Bitcoin, and then he's going to put Bitcoin down as collateral and issue more shares and buy more Bitcoin, and it's an infinite money glitch. Over and over and over, and, you know, he's betting the farm because, again, he realizes this is the opportunity to do so, right? But these guys are not the mysterious figures that I'm talking about. There are others that we don't know. And this is particularly interesting because when it comes to leverage and wiping out leverage, we have seen that happen many, many times. Now, there's this interesting theory. Binance recently sold all their assets. Like weeks ago, insiders leaked out that they sold all their assets and converted it to USDC. Supposedly, you know, they claimed they didn't sell off assets, but they did. They converted it to USDC. They sold all of their Bitcoin, their Ethereum, and Solana. Okay, why did they do it? Supposedly, it was to make their books look better. Others theorize there's other motives, okay? Like, for example, causing the market to crash or liquidating the longs, whatever it may be. But recently, we also saw that $800 million worth of Tether went back into Binance. Why is that? I don't know. And what happened to the billions that were sold, right? Well, it does look like they are now buying back assets. So this person is saying, well, maybe they're doing it because, hey, this is their strategy. They sell off, flush out the leverage, induce panic selling, then buy it all back at a lower price, and then continue forward. You know? Who knows? Who knows? I've always said, when you can't figure something out, just try to look at who benefits the most. When people all get flushed out, okay, who benefits? Think about it. I've always said it's the exchanges. They're the only ones that benefits. You know, when people get liquidated, who benefits? The exchanges that are collecting the fees, right? They're the only ones that benefit. So no one can prove this. It's just a theory, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. So now that this happened, if they're buying back with their billions, this is definitely going to start pushing things upwards. And the sell pressure could definitely be alleviated. That's one thing. But also, I saw this headline. Bitfinex now has a $5.1 billion long position. Okay, so we got mysterious figures now placing huge long positions on Bitcoin. Now that all that liquidity has been flushed out, okay, we're starting over. There are a ton of whales that are betting on the long side. Do they know something, or are they hedging, or are they just guessing, right? But that's a whole lot of money that's going on the long side. They're not betting on the short side. They're not betting shorts thinking that Bitcoin's going to go down to that 78,000 mark to fill that CME gap. No, they're going long, right? So is this a precursor of what's to come? Especially now that Binance is buying back. And remember, FTX distribution is also happening. Are we ready? Are we ready to finally move? And outside of this, Bitcoin whales, of course, are still just loading up Bitcoin behind the scenes. You can see it. The whale addresses continue to go up. The number of Bitcoin they're buying continues to go up. So it's all leading up to something. It's all leading up to something. This is why you don't want to get feared out of the market. We're moving up. We're 97.1, right? Looks great. I mean, overall, we're still going sideways. We're still stuck, going sideways, right? But recently, we had a few scary moments where we dropped down a little bit. Dropped down to 93. We dropped down to 93 here. We dropped down to 91 here, right? It seemed like we were getting a little bearish. People were calling to us to go lower, but you know what? We didn't. We're still in the mid-90s. We're not that far off from 100,000, and things are looking brighter once again. Things turn really quickly. I mean, you could argue it never really got that depressing to begin with when Bitcoin is still in the 90s, right? But you know what? There are a lot of whale games being played, a lot of manipulation, a lot of Wall Street overreacting. There are a lot of things going on. But again, if you truly believe and you understand none of this affects you, you continue to move forward and you DCA and HODL. That's it. That's all you need to do. You don't need to do anything else. And you prepare for the next leg up. And we know it's coming. And that's what all these whales know. Even Howard Lutnick knows. That's why he's loading up on billions before. because Saylor, and everyone else knows that Bitcoin is going to continue forward. Okay? Just like all the previous times before. This is not even going back previous cycles. It's just going back last year and 2 years ago. You have seen a lot of FUD, a lot of consolidation, a lot of dips, distractions. And then what happens afterwards? Boom, you go up 100%, 73%, 80%, 95%. You get the picture. And then when you zoom out, you realize, well, you go up even more, right? And if we're following the same patterns before, we will top out at some point. We're nowhere close to topping out, wherever that may be, $250,000, $300,000, and we may be coming down again, that 80%, and enter crypto winter. Or what I'm thinking is more plausible is we go on a super cycle and we don't have that 80% crypto winter. We could have smaller corrections along the way, but we just continue forward. And all cycles after this one is different from now on. It's really that simple. But I do think that $5.1 billion of longs on Bitfinex, that tells you something. Something big is happening. Now, outside of this, there are other things happening, like XRP, for example. This morning, I covered how Brad Garlinghouse, there's something going on between him and Trump. Trump just tweeted out this article on True Social, but there's a lot more things coming. Here's one about the SEC. They're waiting, they're stalling to dismiss this last lawsuit. Could be coming any day when Paul Atkins finally becomes chair, gets appointed to be the chair of SEC. That may be the day when the lawsuit finally gets dismissed. And when it does, that may be when the ETF gets approved. The SEC is acknowledging so many applications. Wisdom Trees is acknowledged. Okay? Canary Capital is acknowledged. And then Grayscale is already acknowledged. And you got a whole lot of others acknowledged. Right? Those things could be happening within the next quarter. Very, very soon. Very soon indeed. And we got the very first spot XRP ETF that got the green light in Brazil. That's pretty cool. Very first. Very first. But soon we'll get in America too. And it won't be long. We're going to get one for Solana and maybe Hedera and maybe Cardano and maybe even Litecoin and Doge. Coinbase launches CFTC regulated futures contracts for Solana and Hedera, but we will probably get ETFs for these as well in the near future. That's all great too. All right. Looking good tonight. 97.2. Got a good recovery on a lot of the alts. That's what we want to see. Not just for Bitcoin, but for the alts. Looking good, guys. Looking good. All right. Let's do some Q&A. All right, let me see. Let me scroll up. Let me see if I missed anything. Today was actually the first day I saw Strike actually go down since it's open. Like I kept saying, like Strike never goes down, and today actually went down. So it's good. Good to see that it actually can go down. Someone named T sent a $10 super chat. SD TVL 600 million. Market cap is below 60 million. Ondo TVL is 800 million. A market cap 4.4 billion. Do you see the huge difference? Sure. What is SD? Stater? First of all, is the 600 million TVL you speak of legit? I can't verify that because the TVL may not be the same. And second of all, I don't know what this is. A lot of liquidity, amplify rewards. So, well, Ondo is like a RWA play. This is not a RWA play. This is a liquid staking play. So they're not competing against each other. And look at this. I mean, Hedera, Polygon, BNB, not so good. Ethereum, it says it has 393 million, which is great, but I mean, this is competing with the likes of like Lido, and that's tough. That's tough. But the good thing is it is on Coinbase, though. That's impressive. Being on Coinbase is very impressive. It's been out since 2021, and that's probably why. It was listed on Coinbase, but now it has made no movement at all. Yeah. Nothing wrong with it. It's just it doesn't compete with Ondo. ETS, BTC volatility lowest since early November. Move coming. Well, that's what I've been arguing. Andy, do you see Solana's market cap passing both XRP and ETH and is infinitely better? I think it'll pass ETH. I don't know if it could pass XRP anymore. Honestly, XRP has become so strong. I think XRP will become number 2 in this cycle now. I think Solana will be number 3, but I think it may have a hard time beating XRP because Ripple has a stable coin now. It's working with administration. It has a connection with Doge. You know, it has a lot of traction. So, but it's up there. It's definitely up there. What's your take on Injective? Looks promising. Injective is promising. It is also American-based. I don't think a lot of people know that. I think Injective has a real shot of climbing. I think they still have all of what it takes to do well. They do have burning, a very unique burning where you bid and whatever bidding fees are burned. And then they have bridges, you know, to Ethereum and Solana. They have everything. They have popular dexes. They have memes. They have games. I like Injective a lot. What have you heard of FET? You know, Boss Squeak recently, not so much. I have not heard that much about FET recently. Ever since the mergers happened, I have not heard that much out of FET. Oh, is today Wednesday? Today is Wednesday. Let me bring up my DCA portfolio. Oops. Let's see, the portfolio went up or down this week. All right. They're at 35,000. Let's see, week over week. Down a little bit. 2% for a week. Overall, still up 81%. Off from its all-time high. But you know what? That's okay. Still up 81%. Can't complain. But the alts did get a little bit weaker. What am I going to say today? Man, I've been like itching to get rid of Polygon for a long time. A lot of things turn red. Man, look at all that red. That used to all be green and then turn red. A lot of things turn red. Man, alts have gotten very weak over the last few weeks or month, I should say. There are a lot of some of these I just want to get rid of. Some of these memes, you know, that I don't believe in anymore. I want to switch out. Some of these L2s I don't believe in anymore. I want to switch out. Even some of the L1s. I don't know. I may do it. I may just do it now. All right, so I'm going to take a loss here. Take a 66% loss on Polygon. So whatever I have left over, I have $337. So I'm going to put that. I'm going to put that. Make a note of that. Let's see. Where's all my transactions? How do I always forget how to see my transactions here. Here we go. Look at this. I've been DCing Polygon since 2021. It's going to be tough removing all this. Delete. Delete. All right. All right, so I delete all that, but I'm only recouping $337 for people that are confused. I'm not taking it all back, so I'm taking a $655 loss on that. All right, that's one. And then I think I'm gonna get rid of like something like Myro. I just don't care about it anymore. There's only $20 left on this. Might as well sell it. How do I even get? So I only got $20 worth of Myro left. I'm gonna put that in the portfolio. So get rid of these. I have no idea what happened to Myro. All right. So it took a big loss, an 84% loss on Myro there. Let's see. WIF. I don't know what happened to WIF. WIF, I'm also down 81%. I don't know. I think WIF could come back. I'll hang on to WIF. What else? I will keep Cock, Pepe, Snack, Stack is still up 690%, so I'm gonna keep that. I think everything else I'll keep. I think it was really just Flux, Arweave, Immutable, Pith, Celestia. I think those are all good. Say they're all good L1s. Yeah, I can't complain about the rest of these. All right, and we'll keep everything else the same. So I've recovered $357.98 plus my $100 that I'm going to put in this week. So that's $457.98. All right, so what am I going to put in? I mean, obviously Solana took a big loss, so it'd be smart to put in some Solana. But a lot of things went down this week. I mean, look at Avalanche barely clinging on to the green, 5.75%. Jupiter now in the red. A lot of controversy around Jupiter. Injective, someone just asked about. Near Protocol also down tremendously. Hedera barely in the green. Ondo, someone just asked about that. I think Ondo still could do well. I'm going to put some into Ondo. I'm very lightweight into him for RWA play. Render for AI play. Maybe. Cardano's still doing okay. Where's my XRP? XRP, I think I got to load up more on XRP. I'm too lightweight in XRP. So I think I'm going to load up on XRP and Ondo. All right. So I'm going to add where's the add transaction? All right, I'm going to add $100 into Ondo. All right, and then that means I have $357.98. I will put $307.98. $307.98 into XRP. So that means I'll have 114.1089. Okay. And then I'm going to put $50 into Solana since it's down so much. Divide by 0.2916. All right. All right, so I made some moves this week. Got rid of Polygon and Myro. Added a little bit of Solana while it's down. Added a decent amount of XRP. Now it's up here. And add a little more Ondo for RWA because I'm really lightweight in RWA. All right. I guess Chainlink also could be considered kind of RWA. Avalanche is kind of RWA too, but not really. Sui up here still doing very well, up 89%. Cardano 24%, Solana up 106%. Bitcoin is still leading away at 231. Nothing's touching Bitcoin. So this is one of those cases where Bitcoin maxis will say, I told you so, and they're right. Had I just put everything into Bitcoin, I'll be up a lot more. But you know what? I'm still I'm still holding on because I do think a lot of these will rise up when altcoin season hits. Not every single one. So I may start doing more moves as we move forward, like I just did. But that's it. Chainlink is every narrative according to Mike Smith. That's true. It's also L1 too. T says, long as the fundamentals remain strong, staking adoption, ETH momentum, and SD platform growth. So, well, see, you lost me right there. ETH momentum. I don't think ETH has momentum this cycle. The fundamentals remain strong for a lot of crypto, a lot of alts, but they're not coming back. A lot of ETH DeFi plays are not coming back. So I'm not trying to shit on SD, but there are a lot of alts that I don't believe are going to come back. They're still 90-95% off from their previous highs. Even some in my DCA portfolio is still 80-85%. I'm not sure that it'll come back. I don't think this altcoin season is going to be like the last cycle. David FP, do you think your DCA portfolio will reach 100K this year? Yes. I think it's going to be well above 100K this year. I think it's going to be closer to 200K this year. By the end, I think it's going to be closer than 200K. It may seem far-fetched, but when things move, they will move very, very quickly. What do you think about Super Champs, Medicaid, gaming? I don't know what Super Champs is. Medicaid, I've heard of them. They're a gaming platform. But overall, all gaming, none of them are hot. Not one, not single one. So I already know that it's not hot. There is no gaming platform that's doing hot. Not one. The gaming narrative just has not hit yet. It can, but just not have. We just haven't seen it. Is Gala dead? I've been holding forever. Lazaro, it's not dead, but it's not looking promising either. I just got done saying gaming's not hot, but Gala itself is really not hot. The founders are still suing each other left and right. A lot of the development team have left. So, yeah. There's always a chance it'll come back. But I haven't heard good things about it. New Q says, George, Wendy's just released a thin mint frosty, vanilla and chocolate flavor. Just thought you may want to know that. Well, thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing that. I don't eat a lot of Frosties, but I do try to make my own ice cream with the Ninja Creamery, where you can make healthy ice cream. It blends up, like protein, I guess, drinks into ice cream, and it's like the best thing you can do. It doesn't taste exactly like ice cream, but it makes it into the same texture. Did you see the video on Tesla stuck in the snow? Yes, but that was before it introduced like locking differential, and that doesn't show anything. Have you seen videos of any car stuck in the snow? It's just funny that people like to like seclude one instance and try to pinpoint that instance like, oh, hey, that must be a piece of crap car because that happened at one time, while ignoring the millions of other cars that have been stuck in the snow. Freeze that Fairlife core power chocolate for a popsicle. See, you can freeze that, and then you use the Ninja Creamery and you blend that up into ice cream. That's what you're supposed to do. But you can mix in some other stuff like protein powder or whatever. Or although that Fairlife has it already, but you can mix in some other stuff and makes it a little bit better. And Sweet says, I think ETH is so fudded it's going to pump like crazy. It's not fudded. No one's spreading FUD. It's not like people are saying it's going to die or it's going to break or Vitalik's a loser. No one's saying like bad things. But you just have to face reality that there are competitors now. Right? It's like when the iPhone came out, there was no Google Android. It was like the only player in town. So it had 100% of the market. Okay, sure, BlackBerry was around, but still, that wasn't a true competitor. But once Android came out, 50% of the market went away. No matter how good an iPhone is, 50% of the market is gone. It's the same thing with Ethereum. In 2021, it was like 100% of the smart contracts market. Okay. It took that market. So all the ICOs, all the NFTs, all the tokenizations, everything, all the memes were all on Ethereum. But then other chains came out. And now there's not just one. There's a million L1s. And there's also L2s. So, the landscape just changed, right? There's more dilution, I guess. Dilution. So that's just reality. iPhone is not the best, man. iPhone's nowhere close to being the best, especially camera-wise. Man, Samsung cameras blow iPhone cameras out of the water. It's not even close. Since like forever. George, you're the biggest hypocrite with XRP now. Why? So I'm not allowed to change my mind. When facts change, I can't change my mind. So I have to stay with my old thinking forever. You know what? When things change, your opinions change, right? You don't have to change, but you know, that's how companies die. That's how people fall behind. If the facts change, you change with it. Yeah, I see Max didn't answer me. Max, what's your response to that? I'm waiting to hear a response so I could determine if I should ban you or not. I mean, I even tried to move to iPhone. Like last year or something, because my whole family's on iPhone. I'm like, all right, maybe I'll try to go to iPhone, right? I hear like, oh, the battery life is so good. So I switched to it. Battery life was not good. It's Android, like Google integration sucks. It can't swipe up or down as well. The camera sucked as well. So your opinion only changed when price went up. No. If that was the case, I would have done it much sooner. I only changed when the landscape changed. When it was clear that the lawsuits and everything else changed. Yeah, anyways, why would you care? So like here's the other thing too. If you are XRP guy, because I met XRP guys even before when I was really against it. It's like, why would you care? Because I met XRP guys, they knew I didn't like XRP, but they would always try to convert me, right? Because why would you not want me to be converted? Just like all the people that come in here and ask me to look at something, they want my support, right? So it's like you have people that support it, and then they come in here and then they're like, oh, you're a hypocrite, and they don't want me to support it, which in fact doesn't help them. It's like, why? Why would you want that? Why wouldn't you want people to change their mind and to support the coin that you love? Like, why wouldn't you want that? So you want to be the only ones to be the bag holders, and you want to say, I'm right, and you want everyone else to be wrong. And if that's the case, then XRP will never go up. So like, what's the point of that? Santi Clips. What's your target for Chainlink? Can you take a look? I don't need to take a look. I know what Chainlink is. Chainlink's going to do very well. I just don't know. I don't know. It's going to be a lot higher. I don't know what the target is, but it's going to be a lot higher than where it is now. It's going to be at least where it was before in 2021, and it's probably going to get a little higher than that. It is also American-based, and they're in everything. Biggest Oracle, RWA, partnered up with every single project there is on Coinbase. I mean, they're really set up. All right. Well, on that note, I'll get going. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time as usual. 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And since everyone's talking about XRP, I got to show the most educational video ever created about XRP and Ripple and Chris Larsen. So, in case you're wondering why it's so awesome, here you go.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larsen.